broadcasting things.
GG Charles, no game tonight, excellent.
Wait, did he post that?
No, he's
Oh, okay.
just saying, like, it's not here, so GG Charles.
Oh, yeah. Last time he showed up like a half hour late, but we were like waiting on, Sam and Taylor. No, we weren't waiting on Taylor. We were waiting on Sam last week because Taylor wasn't here. Anyways, we're live. So, welcome. Oh, and I don't have my light on. Anyways, welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group C, Episode 4 of Through the Heart. I'm going to step away from my webcam. We have, I'd say, a full party, because technically this is going to be your full party, because everybody else is about to get the boot. So I hope they didn't get like a stream notification like, oh, let me watch tonight since I'm not there. Wait, what? Anyways, I will skip character introductions. You guys know the peeps. You know them, you love them. Got 3 of them. And boom, we got light. So I don't look like a shadow on my webcam. Anyways, when we last left off, Taylor was not here, so I was planning on doing a quick recap, but I'll do a rather extensive one. You guys, when you were in the tavern, it turned out that the woman that was dueling the Risen member in the middle of the dueling circle was an assassin, and she poisoned the member of the Risen and fled from the tavern. Hrogni gave chase to her and put 2 arrows through her leg, but it was not enough to slow her down, noticeably enough for Hrogni to catch her. Back inside the tavern, Lydia was able to heal the Risen member that was dying before her soul completely passed away, and the rest of the party decided to go and figure out who the assassin was and how to find her. With Carter cutting his ties to the Ruby Alliance, you guys had to look elsewhere for allies, and you found one in another faction of merchants named the Bloody Fog. You guys found their tavern, which was a pretty much hidden affair smushed between a couple of buildings in a back alley called the Vanishing Phoenix. And inside there was a woman you guys made contact with named Rudy. After you guys made a deal, it turns out the Bloody Fog is able to maintain some sort of power and grip on their neighborhood through through massive means of extortion. And they were in the middle of extorting another member of the Risen when you guys showed up. You guys made a deal that Pax would help her out with getting a person hired inside of the Nazaram embassy. And in return, Rudy would give you guys information on the assassin you were looking for. She told you guys her usual areas of hanging out, and that when this lady had seen her, the assassin named Andorra was on oh my gosh, what was that road? Let me pull out my Dockinsdale notes. She was on a central road in Dockinsdale, oftentimes browsing merchant stands around a particular area of town. You guys searched and searched for her, and you did not find her, but you did find a shop called Earlore's Ceremonial Weapons. And you guys know Earlore was the merchant that came and bought you guys food and flirted with you guys very briefly and then went back to his table, and he was sitting and dining with the assassin. You guys are all outside of his shop on, ooh, let's switch over to Dockinsdale. Boom. Oh, just brought you guys back there. Alright, just brought you guys back there. Let's go 3rd time, I believe. Okay, cool. Anyways, you guys are all outside of his shop, and I will draw that for you on the map. Blue scribble is Shield Way is the name of the road. And you guys, oh, you can't see a blue circle on top of a blue scribble. Let's go at red. There you go. You guys are at...
Who would have thought that the black circle inside of the black room wouldn't have fit?
You guys are all outside of his shop on Lesser Servant Way. Or, I'm sorry, Major Shield Way is a major road. Anyways, it was Arabella that found this place.
Oh yeah, that was me.
Yeah, and was there any... Did I tell anybody in this group that I needed them to remind me of anything? Because I don't think so.
No, because I normally write that shit down. You take better notes than you.
Yeah, alright,
I don't remember. Has it been 2 days since I've,
No, it has not. You got your stuff, got your stuff commissioned at the start of last session.
Did I? I thought I got it... Yeah, at the start of that session, and then we slept for a day, so wouldn't it be done after today? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, at the end of the next day. For you guys, it is the 11th of Priestess. You guys have only been in town for a day. This is you guys are doing your stuff on the second day here.
God, busy week.
Yeah. As long as you're in a major city, I'm going part of the day by part of the day. Because there is a lot of stuff happening around you guys that you can get yourselves either into chaos or you can just go... Oh! I did just see one of my notes. One thing, too, worth mentioning is Carter helped out a woman pick up her fruit cart. And this happened last session. She saw you guys walking on the street, and she gave you guys a basket of fruit as a thank you. Nobody in the party ate it.
Yeah, no one did.
How was your day, Chris?
Cause we're not fucking stupid.
Yeah. Just being nice.
Sure. Wasn't last time the time we talked to that creepy person that was all kinds of stuff?
Creepy person that was all kinds of stuff. Can you give me one more description?
No.
No. No, the one that JJ was talking to, Carter was talking to,
Rudy?
Yeah, that one.
Yes, that was last session.
The one with the normal name that you had to put an I or some shit in there.
It's an Orouddy.
Yeah,
yeah. There had to be a fucking random O in there. It had to be. God damn it.
Little side note, I've been getting a little deeper into Roll20's features. So, playing Roll20, if you have a little bit of a slower computer, you should notice a difference in like your connections and rolls going through and everything. It should be a little smoother now.
Thanks, Brandon.
Don't mention it.
Okay.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do? You're all outside this tavern. By the way, Lumigrax was helping look for the assassin. Everybody else rolled an investigation check. Did you want to roll one separately, Taylor, for Lumigrax? I did not roll one for him. Or you can just be tailing another party member.
Yeah, I want to roll an investigation.
Alright, go for it.
Ooh.
Oof. Lumigrax.
I'm pretty sure that was better than any of the investigations we did that entire day.
They were all pretty bad. Arabella was the only one.
I think our highest was an 8.
Ooh.
Yeah, looking up and down the lesser servant way, Lumigrax is not going to. Lumigrax is not going to notice this assassin they saw earlier. He is, however, going to notice a large number of people paying him attention as he's kind of searching up and down here.
What kind of attention?
I guess just off the cuff, from how Lumigrax can see it, maybe apprehension.
Okay, I'm gonna ask them if they've seen the woman that we're looking for, running by.
Okay. So, you stop one of these groups of people looking at you and approach them to ask. Now this is a very major street you're on, so there are crowds and carts moving in every direction. As you make your way towards one of these through the shifting crowds, when Lumigrax gets there, there's nobody he recognizes that was staring at him.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
It means everything.
It means everything?
Yes, and it means nothing.
What means everything?
Lumigrax is also helping search for the assassin. As he's moving about, he's noticing large numbers of people through the crowd staring at him. He just decided to go ask them about the assassin. He made his way through the crowd and got to where one of these groups were. And when he arrived there, he did not recognize any of the faces staring back at him. The group that was there either was never there or dispersed on his approach.
Good to know.
Okay. I keep on walking then.
Alrighty. Yeah, as you guys are moving up and down this road, you guys are eventually each going to come across Arabella pointing out the store. So we will pick up there then. Everybody's in front of Erlor's store.
Why the hell are we here? Why are you pointing this place out?
Pax is going to say, "This is the merchant that was drinking with the assassin we're looking for." Perhaps he might have some more information.
Well, if he was like with the assassin, say he's buddy with the assassin, I don't think he's just gonna willingly give up his friend assassin.
Pax is going to nod and say, that's a good point. I guess, should we put a lookout in front of this place?
Probably not me. I'm not a very good looker.
Well, here's another question. What do we plan to do with this assassin after we find the assassin?
Oh, was Lumigrax going to say something?
Killer.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I mean, like, why?
Pax is going to wag a finger at Lumigrax and say, members of the Risen don't just disappear or die. They're public servants. There's no reason to kill them. If we just got into town and 2 have been killed, it's worth investigating to see if they're related.
But we're not members of the Risen.
I almost was.
you don't count. You're not a member of it. So
I wonder if I could be if I went back and talked to them. I do have
probably. But like,
Well, there's an open slot.
yeah, there's 2 open slots.
Oh, my heart.
It's like, I get that. Oh, let's do the right thing. This isn't really our problem, though. This is the Risen's problem.
Yeah, we don't really give a shit, do we?
Pax is going to gesture to her forehead and say, it's my job to do the thinking and connect the lines. The Risen are the entire bureaucracy of Lil Nagai's government. If somebody wanted the other member of the Risen dead, maybe this one had something to do with Linus.
Who the hell is Linus?
Pax is just gonna cover her face in her palm and say, the woman we found dead at the Nazaram embassy.
Oh, Rice Chick, yeah.
Rice chick.
She was stuffed in a box of rice.
Yeah, she was.
She's Rice Chick. Fine. Well, if I decide to start torturing people for information, you're not allowed to say no about it. I'm gonna head in.
Do you guys want to put a lookout in front of this building? No. Walks in. She's like, alright.
Like flips the bird. No.
Okay, so inside, this shop is one of the larger ones on Shield Way. Across the wall in here, and in certain areas, across the wall, there's all different types of weapons and trophies displayed. Some of the weapons, though, have had statues made for them that are holding these objects. Spears, great swords, shields. Some of these things look ancient and decrepit, and some of them look like the finest steel Carter has ever seen. If he had to if he had to describe this place, it would be more like a museum than a shop. There are a series of attendants in it. However, you can see Earlore on the side of the shop arguing with a female that Carter does not recognize. It seems they are haggling over a bag of gold. There are... I'm just gonna roll me a d6. There are 5 attendants here that seem to be watching over the shop and helping other people out. There are 3 other people in the shop other than Carter. Other than Carter and the... other than Carter, Earlore, and the person he's arguing with.
Does any of the attendants look armed?
No. Carter's blood's gonna ignite. 3 of them look like slaves. Or actually, 3 of them are slaves.
Oh!
2 are
Even
armed.
better! 2 of them are armed?
Yes.
Good. Are the 2 that's armed slaves or no?
No, they are not.
Oh, even better! We're gonna, I'm gonna walk
by the
up
way,
to
is the rest of the party walking in, or are they just leaving Carter to handle this?
I'm walking with him.
Okay. Alright, what's Carter doing?
I'm gonna walk up to the lady. I'm gonna tug on her. I'm gonna tug on her blouse. I'm guessing she's wearing a blouse on that.
No, she's actually in full leather gear. You can see in some places the leather is torn and sewn back together. It seems that this lady has been through quite an affair. As Carter gets closer, you can hear her. You can hear her arguing with Earlore and saying, "Of 600 gold is not going to replace the lives I've lost. These artifacts aren't easy to come by." He gestures to the bag and says, "You dive into old runes. 600 gold will more than replace that. Just go find somebody else willing to walk on traps for you."
I'll tug on her, I guess a part of her leather armor that I can reach from where I'm at, like from my height.
She's going to look back, not seeing anyone, and then look down and say, "What?"
How can I put this?
Earlore is going to stop her and say, "That's no way to treat one of my customers." And he's going to look down and say, "Ah, from the tavern earlier. Carter?"
Yes. Ma'am, if you would, I know you're probably discussing business with this person. I have something I'd like to talk to him about in private. If you don't mind, maybe stepping outside just for a moment. This is all the time I need is just a moment, and then I'll be out of his hair. You can get back to your business if you don't mind.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Woo, persuasion. One thing I'm really good at. Woo, that natural 3.
Woo. Yeah, she's going to turn around and say, "No, I lost 3 members of my adventuring party. The price is doubled for this one, and I'm not leaving till I get my gold."
Grax is gonna ask, "How did you lose them?"
She is going to begin, or she's going to avoid eye contact with Grax and scratch her head and say, "Occupational hazard." Earlore is going to say, "Look, if it's not my fault they're not smart enough to avoid magical runes. I pay you to retrieve the artifacts. You did that. The price was set. That is your gold." The woman is going to look pretty angry at this, and she's going to start arguing back with him and say, "Yes, but that was before half of my party was gone."
Ma'am, have you given him the artifacts yet? From what I can hear.
She nods and says, "Yes, it's already in his storage."
I was gonna. Okay, well, that makes things a little more complicated.
Earlore is going to wave his hand and say, "A 33% increase." She is going to grumble, look down to Carter and Grax and say, "Fine, but the next one we retrieve is going to be triple." He says, yes, fine. There are plenty of guilds like yours." She leaves Carter and walks over to one of the servants and hands them the bag of gold. They walk out of the room with it. Well, would she follow? No, she does not follow. She waits by a door on the far side of the room.
Did they leave? Like, I know the servant didn't, but did she?
The servant left out of the room to retrieve what you assume is probably more gold. She is waiting for it. As she said, she is not leaving until she gets her money.
Oh, okay.
Earlore.
I'm gonna
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go over to that woman again real fast, and I'll lean down and be like, "I really need you to step out because things could." I'm like whispering it to her. I'm not like saying this out loud. Preface of that, like, "I really need you to leave. You can get your money after. I just."
After he's dead.
Things might get a little ugly here, so okay. You just give me this private moment. I don't want you to get involved.
She's gonna roll a insight check on Carter and say, oh, okay, well, feel free, his blood is all yours, but I'm just waiting on that gold. I kinda need it to launch my next venture.
Trust me, you'll get it. If I could just have the store to just me and him, if you would just step off the door for like a moment, I will even walk back out with it for you.
As this conversation's happening, Earlore's going to look to Lumigrax and say, do they know each other?
I guess. I don't know. I don't pay attention to them.
Earlore's going to say to Lumigrax, well, it seems that you're in fortune today. I'm in need of more people with, and he gestures to Lumigrax's greatsword, your skill set.
Oh, what do you need done?
He gestures to all of the items in the shop and says, while I sell what I can to keep myself afloat, I'm more of a collector than a seller. I track down historical objects like this. And then he laughs a little bit and says, but I'm not the most capable of retrieving them.
And where do I find these artifacts?
He nods and says, well, all you'd have to do is sign a contract with me, and the next time one comes up, I'll contact you. At this time, by the way, the servant returns with the bag of gold looking significantly heavier. The woman's going to snatch it, nod to Carter, and walk out of the shop.
See, that makes it even better. I'm gonna lean my head out to like the others and kind of give a signal, like, you know, in, like to the to the other people, to the others of the party.
You're asking them to come in?
Yeah, like I know Lumigrax came in, but I think the others stayed outside.
Yeah. Seeing you nod, Pax is going to look at Arabella and say, I don't like that look.
What look?
I gave the look of it's about to go down.
Are you there, Sam? Your microphone's muted if you responded. Sam!
What?
Have you been listening to what's been going on?
No, I got distracted.
There is you guys are in a collector's item shop. It seems he has a issue with the last person who was going and collecting magical items for him. And she has, she lost a couple members of her party retrieving one, and he has offered to hire Lumigrax and you guys to replace her. Carter is also thinking about probably killing this guy, and had gestured for the rest of the party to come in. Pax looked at Arabella and said, I don't like that look.
The look from Carter?
Yes.
I recognize that look. You probably shouldn't like it. But we better get in there to stop it before it does something to hurt people.
Are there things that
Rogni is going to nod and say, yes, my job is to just protect her. She's the one that pays me. Pax is going to bite her lip and then step in. Rogni follows.
As they come in, I'm gonna make it like I'm gonna tell Lily to sit in front of the door from the outside. so nobody can come in from past the bear without having to deal with a bear.
Alrighty.
And feasibly thinking, there's a lock on the inside, right?
Probably so. There are 2 guards at the door.
It'll be okay. I'm gonna lock the door.
As
After everybody comes in.
Yeah, as you go to lock the door, which has been remaining open, the guards are going to stop Carter and say, "This is to remain open. We're still open for business today."
Yeah, well, with the matters that I need to speak to the owner about, shop's gonna close just for a moment.
And the guard is going to point towards Earlore and say, "That's his decision."
Well, it's my decision now. Close the door.
Alright, they open it.
Someone please give me reason not to.
Don't. That's all the reason you need.
Like, Ugh!
Carter is a barbarian.
I know, it's like, ugh!
As the DM tries to egg on
Really, it's like,
the characters.
You can't free slaves.
I'll
go
shut
around-
the door again, and this time I'll shoot them a look like it's closed for right now.
Carter. You can't free slaves if you go around killing.
See, you're wrong about that,
Carter.
because I've done it before.
Yeah, and it didn't work out so well. You tried to get the rest of us killed.
No, before that, I've done it before, and it works.
Carter. Carter. How about you just trade our services for their freedom?
Or
Carter, don't kill fucking people.
I could do it for free.
Carter. Carter. Carter, no.
The 2 guards listening to this conversation are going to say, if you're discussing murder, we're gonna have to contact the Risen. Those slaves were legally purchased.
I don't care if they're legally purchased. 1, 2.
They're
That's
still
very
slaves.
rude to drop on our conversation. 3.
Well, you're
I'm gonna
having this
reclose
like
the door.
right in front of them.
It doesn't matter. They should ignore it. 3. I'm gonna close the door again.
Grax is gonna ask where that contract is.
You're asking the guards?
No, the guy who.
Oh, about retrieving the items?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, he's going to say, well, I could draw up, one for you. Obviously, you know, you can let me know what your guild will need, and I can make sure it's provided.
We just need money.
He nods and says, how about a flat line or a flat rate per item retrieved? He looks here. He begins counting and says, if I remember, for the 10 of you, how does 1,000 gold an item sound? That would be 100 a hold, or 100 a head.
There are 10 of us?
There are not 10 of you.
I question his numbers. I say that the 10 of us?
He extends a hand and says, were you not working with the Sunyith earlier? Is that order not assigned to you?
I work for myself and the companions that are with me right here.
He shakes his hand and says, "Oh, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. How does 600 gold a head sound or an item sound?"
I'm good with 1,000.
He's gonna say, "Well, since my offer was so high initially, 800."
Let's do that. How about 900?
Roll me your persuasion check.
I love how you rolled up this contract. He might be dead in a few seconds, like a few minutes.
Well, I'm trying to distract him for y'all.
Yeah, by the way, this is happening while everybody's arguing at the door.
It's like...
I got a 5 on persuasion.
Yeah, he's gonna take a count of the people in the room. Let's see, Arabella, Pax, Rogni, Carter, Grax.
We also have a bear. You need to count him in.
Yeah, and he's gonna say 800 gold is more than generous. And he shakes his hand and says, "I know what you saw earlier was rough, but danger isn't something that's even guaranteed in these expeditions."
I guess I can do 800.
He nods and says, yes, I will have the papers drawn up immediately. He's going to gesture to the slave who retrieved the money earlier and call out to her and say, "Get the risen member we have on retainer. We need a new contract drafted. 800 gold for your guild too." And he's gonna look back at Grax and say, "And what's your guild's name?"
Grax Attack.
He's gonna raise an eyebrow and say, "For Grax Attack." The servant bows and steps out of the room again. Meanwhile, at the door, Carter, Arabella, and the guards. The guards have stopped the open and closed the open and closing of the door as they're engaged in debate with Carter. They are going to give Carter a ultimatum and say, "Sir, you are allowed to come in, shop, and browse at your leisure, but please don't force us to have to do our job and kick you out."
Fine. I will look at Lily. I would be like, "Lily," I would point right in the middle of the doorway, like right in, like the door frame, and be like, "Sit." Tell her to sit directly in the door frame.
Lily is going to do so. She is going to begin not growling, but just kind of groaning for food.
Don't worry, Lily. You'll get fed. I'm looking at the guard. Like, I wouldn't touch her. She's hungry. She'll bite.
They give a wide berth around this monstrous bear.
But I can do it one way or the other. Which the bear sit outside and the door closed, or the bear in the doorway while it's hungry? Which one would you have rather taken?
Yeah, Lily's just sitting there, just kind of going.
Probably have a ration that she'd probably eat, and she'd probably enjoy. Throw a rat. I'm gonna open up a ration and toss it at her. Like, here, it's a snack for now. After this, I'll make sure you get some real food. And then I'm gonna walk over to Ilderon. Is that his name?
Erlor? Yes.
Ilderon?
And he is going to be excited at your approach. And point each of you out and say, "Ooh, the ravishing Ragni," and of course the beautiful Arabella, Pax. It is an honor to be in such prestigious company. And Ragni, Pax, Arabella, Jax. And he's going to bow to Jax and say, "I am honored by the things you've done to keep our nation safe." And he'll pat Lumagrax on the shoulder and say, "And I am also happy to be a patron of Grax Attack. I believe we can be mutually beneficial to each other in the future."
So we lost to Sam at some point.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, Sam might be dead. Alright, you guys tonight, the voice of reason is gone.
Yes. So I'm gonna go to Earlore, fucking earhead here. You have some answers to some questions that I need answered. Few things, and depending how you answer, they go will certainly let's say I'll put a damper on your day. I'll start kind of like cracking my knuckles as I say that.
Alright, you want to roll me an intimidation check?
Sure. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ, there's a fucking 2 in there. I broke my fingers when I did.
Yeah, Erlor is going to say, "Please, we're friends. There's no need for such talk here."
Jesus Christ, just average. Hey, there's all 100 in there. That's a rare. There's 2 100s in there. Those are rarities. Just at average too. Like, that's awful. There was almost a 1 in there. If there wasn't, there was no 1s.
Yeah, there's a 2.
Yeah, there's a 2. Okay, now that I've done that, I'll start off with the important thing. How much to get you to sell off these slaves?
Let us, see. Oh, okay. And, he is going to, gesture to, each one in the room and say, they're the most elegant, cheapest form of contracted labor I can get. He points to the first one and who is talking to other customers about items in the room, and says she has 24 gold left on her contract to pay off. He points to another man who is standing alone in the room. He says that one was actually convicted of a attempted murder, but the Ruby Alliance was gentle with his financing. He has 112 gold left on his contract. And he points to the door where the other slave left and says, that one actually has almost worked off her entire contract. She's got just 12 gold left on it. And he gestures to each of them and says, they shouldn't be in my service for more than another year, at most. And then I'll have to see about getting some new labor around here.
Well, how about a trade for those 3? I'm pretty sure what I have to offer is worth more than those 3's gold that their gold that they're contracted to equals to currently.
The total would be 138 gold to purchase off their freedom.
And considering the fact I fucking paid 400 for this damn thing, I'm gonna take off my my amulet here, and I'm gonna drop it onto the counter in front of him, like, bunk. That is a magic amulet. You probably know what it is, considering the fact you own a place like this, and you're looking for artifacts. That's more than worth the 3 of those contracts to be paid off.
He's going to inspect it and says, "And you trade this away for 3 simple slaves?"
Absolutely.
He is... let me pull up names for them. Or actually, he's just going to call them out and say, employees of the shop, your contract has been transferred to this man. You are now in service of Grax Attack. And I will say
that's not what you're in service to.
Yeah, and
you're in service to the eyes of the mag.
Properly drawn up.
I don't need papers. Just give me the key.
The key to their collars?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll them a percentage die of if he was the one who put them on. They can only be removed by the person who put them on, or the council, or the various councils around the world that handle these contracts. He shakes his head and says, "Oh no, I'm not a slaver. I bought all of these from the Ruby Alliance. If you wish to free them, I'll ensure you have their certificates, and you can take them there and have them handle that business."
Well, it's more that if I ever do wish to free them, that I have the key and the ability to do so at my will and not have to go through friggin' council or track down whoever it was that put the collar on them.
He is going to nod and say, "Yes, I just simply don't have the means to do so." As he says that, the other slave that left the room is going to walk in holding a rolled up piece of parchment and bow as she hands it to Irlor and says, "The draft of the contract." And Irlor is going to take it, not even acknowledging her bow, and says, "You work for him now." The slave is going to look a little bit surprised and bow again and say, "Yes, of course." And she is going to roll a wisdom save or charisma save. She is not, and she's going to step over on the side of the conversation to behind Carter.
I'm gonna look at... that's probably your safest place, honestly. I'm gonna look at the 3 and be like, "It's not under Grax Attack, not that. No, it's Eyes of the Magtiff. Do well to remember that name, because, yeah, reasons. I have the contract to them in my hand, right? Like, yeah, on me.
No, you don't. She wasn't sent to get that. He said he was going to get that.
How long will it take me to have that contract from you?
There are 3 additional rooms leading off from where you guys are at. This is a larger shop too, by the way. It looked about 3 floors tall. He said he'd get them for you. With how quickly she's been walking in and out of the room, probably wouldn't take anything longer than a few moments.
I'll ask him to go get that now. I'd rather have that on me instead of later. Like now instead of later.
Okay, he hands the contract to Grax and says, "Here, look that over." He holds up the amulet, walking away. He exits the room.
I'll go find that in a moment.
Okay.
Does Grax open up the parchment?
Yes.
It is just as the details permitted. However, it appears there's a additional clause at the bottom saying that he will pay an additional 400 gold if there are hazards involved, and up to 100 more gold per member of your party that dies retrieving an item.
Okay. That sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, there is a area for Grax to sign on it. However, the servant did not bring you any quill. It is made out to Grax attack, by the way.
Oh, good.
While he's gone, I'm gonna look at Arabella. You know how to find objects, right? Like, I know you did it with for that one bitch that tried to choke me out in the prison.
Arabella is going to nod and say, yes, I can call on my goddess to help me locate specific things.
Okay, so I don't know if it will work, but since it's not on a wearer currently, would it be able to be located?
You're asking Arabella?
Yeah.
She is going to... Yeah, she's going to roll a Arcana check and say, I've never tried something like that. I don't know. Because
I'm currently attuned to it, but I'm not wearing it, so it has nothing to proof against. So finding it itself, I should be able to work, maybe? Because after all this goes down, because it's definitely going to go down, there's no if, and but about it, I'm going to need that back.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just asking Sam a few questions. Her internet went down at the house.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Alright, yeah, Pax is going to shrug and say, it's worth a try, but if we can get the information we need without murder, that's always the best. I'd prefer if we could keep a low profile, and that doesn't seem to be happening.
Oh, yeah, without murder, oh, yeah, that's great, but, here's the thing about that. The 2 armed guards behind us aren't going to like it that I start breaking a finger or 2 while trying to get information out of somebody. So someone's going to have a face smashed in. I don't know who, but someone's going to get it.
She's going to grimace at that and say, we'll see how these events play out. He seems willing to work with us, or at least he knows enough about us that he seems to be. And she's going to gesture to Grax, who has the contract, and say, "What's that?"
Oh, he was hiring us to go find some artifacts. If you want to look over the contract.
She will take it and start reading it, and she'll sigh and say, "We don't have time for this." And then she's gonna get to the bottom and say, "Grax attack."
Grax attack, really, man?
Grax nods vigorously.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Grax attack. I'm gonna yell that at you from now on.
While you guys are talking and going over this contract, Irlor walks back into the shop, bearing the contracts and a bag of gold. He hands Carter the 3 contracts and the bag of gold, and says, "Their contracts were worth so little, it didn't seem fair to take such a rare item from you and not compensate you justly." And he's going to look to the door where the woman left earlier and say, "That business happens very rarely."
Well, that's thoughtful of you. Now that I'm gonna take the contracts and I'm gonna put them in my bag. I'm gonna grab the gold. I'm gonna hand it to the woman that's behind me, the slave behind me, and tell her, split what's in that among you 3.
She looks into the bag and says, "Master, there's 100 gold in here."
Exactly.
She's going to split it between those 3, and she's going to, out of the 100 gold, hand Carter 12 of it and say, "I'm buying my freedom. This should pay for the rest of my contract."
I'm gonna push the gold back to her and keep it. It's not gonna be necessary here in a little bit.
Yeah, the other woman seems eager to do the same, but retracts her hand. The guy's contract was the only one above 100 gold, though. So, anyways, Irlor is still standing there, very ecstatic to see all of you, and very happy to be doing business with you. Are you guys still planning to murder him?
Probably. It's up there, depending on how he falls. Now I'm gonna clap my hands now that the important business is out of the way. So that person you were having a drink with yesterday at the tavern, the one that was in the ring. Where can I find her?
He's going to shake his head and say, "Andorra, terrible company, terrible company." He's going to lean down and say, "Just between you and I don't like everybody in the Ruby Alliance."
Oh, neither do I. I hate most of them, actually, for good reason. Hell, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, I'm having to hold myself back from snapping all your fingers right now, but I'm talking to you anyways.
He is going to jab a finger into Carter's shoulder and say, "Now, had I known she was there to kill somebody, I would have never bought her lunch." And he's going to gesture to Hiragni and say, "When I see a dashing woman, I can't help myself. I have to flirt."
That's all well and dandy, but where can I find that woman? I'm pretty sure you might know.
He is going to scratch his head and say, "Now you can see this as a place of class and culture." And he gestures to all the artifacts in the room and says, "I am a simple man with a simple hobby."
I'm a tap my maul that's still being used as my cane on the ground twice. I'm like, I'm a very simple-minded man.
if you catch my drift, I would start talking and stop beating the bush.
He is, he's going to, lean in and whisper and say, I won't permit murder on my premises, but I will, contact you, when she leaves. She showed up earlier, bloodied, said somebody attacked her on the streets. And,
Oh yeah, that was us. That's why we want to find her.
and he nods and says, and what she does, I don't entirely approve of. However, I don't
trust
want
me,
you
I do
going
the
into my
same
back
thing.
storeroom just hacking her head off.
Oh, she's in your back storeroom. Thank you. I'm gonna start heading toward the back storeroom. I pat his shoulder twice as I walk by. Thanks.
Earlore points to our gestures to Carter and says, "Wait, you can't go back there."
Yes, I can. Keep going.
He gestures to the guards and says, "Hey, he can't be in the back storeroom." Is Grax following him?
Grax attack.
Yeah, Grax would follow him.
All right. The two guards are going to step in front of Carter and Lumagrax. One is wielding a spear. The other one is unarmed. And they are going to say, Master Earlore has made it very clear that you are not permitted in the storeroom.
And I've made it very clear that I'm going in that back storeroom. Do you really wish to become the 1, 2? Grax, do you know what comes after 2?
3?
The 3 people. No, wait, I missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. The 4th? The 4 people dead in this building?
Is it 5?
I think that comes after 4.
Comes after 4?
I think so.
The unarmed person in front of Carter begins casting a spell.
And when I see that, I'm gonna smack her in the face with my maul.
Okay.
I will fly into a rage bonus
Doesn't
action and
trigger
smack her.
an attack of opportunity.
The
This
great
happens
thing
at.
about it, I can't get surprised. Surprise rounds don't affect me anymore. So I'm
Alrighty.
good as long as I fly into a rage as my bonus action. So I'm going to fly into my rage and attack her.
Roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom!
A wisdom save.
Jesus, my
5.
fucking rolls today have been great.
She is standing in front of the door. She casts a spell. You raise your maul to attack her, and Carter hesitates. He can choose to attack either Lumagrax or the other guard, neither of which have raised a weapon, but Carter mentally and physically cannot bring himself to attack this woman.
I don't like her. Well, as I'm raging anyways, I need to do that.
She is going to say, I've put up a barrier here. No violence can happen.
No, violence can happen, and it will happen if you don't fucking move. Can I instead of hitting the person, can I slam the wall next to them?
Well, actually, let me see if the spell she casts is just centered on herself or an area.
If it's sanctuary, it's just on themselves.
Alrighty. I'm just double checking that, just make sure. Yeah, you can hit the wall then.
Cool, I'm gonna slam the wall next to her then. So, I don't think I needed to roll to hit the wall, but I hit the wall.
Alright, as you hit the wall, the room is going to shake. Your maul colliding with stone. Earlore is going to snap from behind you guys and say, "That's coming out of your contract, Brax Attack!"
Now, unless you want that all to be your faces, you would step aside. I'm going back there, or I can either. The other option is I smash in all of your faces and I go back there. Either option, I'm going back there.
They are gonna roll some checks. She's going to nod to the guard next to her and says, say, if it comes to violence, this is what we are hired to do. She is going to stand in front of the door and gesture to the guard and say, "Get Master Earlore to safety." The guard grabs Earlore and starts dragging him out the room and says, "No! My shop!" The woman still stands in front of the door and says, "You are not permitted in the back storage."
Which guard
There were only two.
Yeah, which one's standing in front of me? The one that cast the spell,
Yes.
or the one that was?
Can I what is that?
Opportunity attack.
No, study your enemy.
Yes. You didn't. You're trying to do it on her.
Yeah, on her.
Okay. I will. What things do you want to know about her?
Her, if her health is greater than mine.
Okay.
Is it 3 things I gotta choose?
Yes, I think it's 2 off of that list.
2?
Yeah, I can pull it up for you now. Fighter. Know your enemy. You can choose. Interacting with a creature tells you in regard to 2 of the following characteristics: strength score,
Okay, 2.
dexterity score, constitution score, armor class, current hit points, total class levels, and fighter class levels.
I want to do total class levels.
Alrighty. And total class levels and current hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. After a minute expires, I will tell you what each of those are. She begins casting another spell.
So, after I see that other guard is trying to escape with Ilderon, asshole McGee, I think I will go over to them then and smack one of them in the face.
Roll me another wisdom save for Carter.
Really? 2?
Wow.
2 fours? What is this?
Okay, so she as Carter turns to walk away, Carter feels a force completely encompass him and paralyze him. He is unable to move. The woman is going to grab Carter and start tying him up. She looks up to Grax and says, "If you don't want to be next, I suggest you take your companions and leave."
How much time do I have left?
This has only been one more round that has transpired.
Okay.
If you want to wait until she finishes tying up Carter, that will probably burn the minute.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay, so this woman is equipped with chains and rope. She's going to roll a proficiency check with using these things on how tightly she is able to bond Carter. Carter's rage ends per him not being able to attack anyone.
Well, no, it lasts only a minute, but I'd have, unless I take damage or am attacked.
Yeah.
Would being paralyzed from a spell count as being attacked? And then constantly being under that effect?
Yeah, she is not threatening you. If she was like, if she was to
Well,
damage you under that.
What is threatening? No.
Well, yeah, her job's not to kill you. Her job is just to protect this stuff.
I'm surprised that knowing the people we're here with, Pax and the other spellcaster, they did nothing to help here. And no,
yes, Arabella, Hrogny's job is to protect Pax, along with Jax's job. Arabella, you know how she acted in the last encounter with, Carter getting into this of just, what do you do? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So that's what the other members of the party are doing.
Still help me out in this situation here.
However, hold person, I believe, is only a minute. Yeah, so as she finishes tying up Carter, Carter can make checks against his bonds, but Lumagrax is going to know she is superior and superior.
Oh, okay.
She begins dragging Carter towards the front door.
Is she able to drag a fucking, a 200-pound fucking dwarf through a door? Which, speaking of doors, Lily is still sitting in the middle of the door. No one can get out.
Yeah, Lily is there, and she is going to make a handle animal check. And try and have Lily move. Lily groans in front of her.
I'm gonna say that we should probably do what these people tell us to do and get out.
Why? The bitch we're here for is just back there. Y'all wanted to find her. We fucking found her.
Yeah, Pax is going to say... Pax is going to say, yeah, but maybe barging in there, kicking down the door isn't the right way to do it. If we know she's here, we can just set up a watch.
Can I make a strength something to fucking come out of these fucking
you can
bonds?
make any type of save you want. Sleight of hand to try and slip out. Strength to try and break them.
Strength save? Like strength saving throw, or is it got to be like a skill check?
It would be a athletics check to try and break them.
Okay. 14.
A 14. As you're moving in your bonds, you feel like that would be enough to get out of the ropes if you weren't also chained.
Fucking the one time I don't have athletics. Oh wait, no, I had advantage on. Oh wait, I'm not raging. Or do I have to be raging for that?
I believe it's advantage on strength checks while you're raging.
Well, here, hold on. I need to double check because for bear, it's just you have advantage for trying to make a push, pull, lift, and break object. But let me double check.
Hey, Taylor, by the way, I meant to do this earlier. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution save.
A Constitution save.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say I have to be ready to.
Did I pass?
Yes. Lumbergrax passes. As all of this is happening, and Lumbergrax's first step towards the door, he's going to get dizzy for a single moment before he just kind of shakes himself out of it. Yeah, roll that with advantage then.
Yeah, here, let me athletics once more. 22.
A 22. Once again, you feel like that's enough to break the ropes, but this is a extremely difficult. The chains are extremely difficult for Carter. The DC was 25 for the chains.
Fuck, man, I was close. I couldn't do that even if I got a nat 20. I wouldn't be able.
Well, nat 20, you'd break out of it.
Oh, well, yeah, I'd have to nat 20 then because I don't have athletics as one of my. Surprisingly, the barbarian doesn't have athletics as one of its skills. It has a deception, intimidation, perception, stealth. For whatever reason, the barbarian has stealth.
Your new male slave is going to take the grip of the chains and ropes from the woman and start dragging Carter out and say, how about you set us free first before you go committing crimes?
Well, motherfucker, listen here.
The woman is going to start struggling.
Attempted murder person.
Yeah, the woman's going to start struggling with him and say, no, he's being turned into the risen.
You could attempt to turn me into the risen, but you want to know what? Y'all are harboring an assassin, proving the alliance, and I'm actually working with the risen. So if you went to turn me in, they just let me out, and I come right the fuck back. Who do you think's in more trouble? Me trying to capture and possibly execute the assassin that y'all are harboring, or the people that are harboring the criminal? Who's in more trouble?
The woman is going to shake her head and say, I have a job to do, and that's to do what he tells me to. And she gestures to the room where Erlor was brought out of, and says, my job calls for me to arrest you when you try and either steal or break into the shop.
Alright, well, when I have risen members come here and inform them that y'all are harboring an assassin that actually just killed. No, you didn't kill. You attempted to kill a member of the risen just today, actually. And that we actually tried to stop in front of risen members. Who's in more trouble? Me or you? Y'all are obstructing justice right now.
Yeah, she is going to just move her mouth saying blah, 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 blah. I really don't care.
Pax, can you not help out here at all? Miss Officialness? Miss Government? Miss Nozzleram?
Yeah, Pax is going to look through her spell list and let me see if Pax would actually intervene.
So I was talking about more like she's an official, government official. She could probably talk here. If she wants to cast a spell too, hell, go ahead.
Let's see, you guys are Group C. And... there we go, Lord Keeper Pax.
Sorry about being late, by the way.
Hey, what's up, Charles?
Yeah, I was a bit busy for a bit there, sorry.
You guys are in a pickle. So, last session ended with you guys finding the merchant shop of the merchant who bought Hiragni food. He was eating lunch with the assassin that killed the Risen member. You guys have since walked in. Carter purchased his slaves from him, and is intending on freeing them later. He hired Lumbergrax and you guys to retrieve items for him in the future, magical items. And then he also let slip that the assassin had shown up back at his shop, bloodied, with the story that somebody had attacked her in the streets. He told you guys he doesn't like her, and he will tell you when she leaves the shop, but he doesn't condone violence inside of his shop or killing. And then Carter moved to bull rush the door, and he has 2 highly trained guards that are trained to stop people from doing that. The guard has restrained. Yeah, the guard has restrained Carter, and she's dragging him to the door. Carter's bear is being unreasonable and blocking the door.
Like I told it to be.
Yeah. The whole party is inside, just kind of watching this go down between Carter and this guard.
I love how the entire party, no one's helping me fucking go get the assassin we came here to get.
So, let me get this straight. This guy couldn't be polite enough to have his guards let us in?
No, he told you guys he was going to let you know as soon as she left, and then Carter made a beeline for the back storeroom. He's like, and he just freaked out and was like, nobody can go in the back storeroom.
Yeah, no, the person that we're here to come after, her, working with the Risen and a Risen member just being killed in front of us.
I'd rather wait. So
I'm currently under citizen's arrest. We're trying to explain to them that they're obstructing justice right now.
Yeah, but getting under arrest means I'm not getting my pay.
No, you're still going to get your pay. We're just going to be released, and I'm going to come right the fuck back here. There's nothing going to change about this. She could do this all fucking day.
Well, just make sure your little thing doesn't get us caught by the assassin. I'd rather her not know we're here.
Oh, she's probably already going to know. That fuck right there is probably all over her fucking coochie. Fucking gonna go tell her, hey, some people were here to come and take you out as soon as we leave. No way that he's saying, oh, I don't like her, she's back there, and he's willingly gonna do that. And did say, as soon as I go to take care of it, he's gonna be like, no one's allowed back to die. Yeah, no.
Instead of going in, why don't we secure the exits of the building?
Because there's possibly more than what we see.
Yeah, Pax
and that's why you're trying to charge only one?
I'm trying to charge the one we know she's at, and she's bloodied right now.
Yeah, Pax is gonna snap and say, if she's crippled and she can't get far, we just stake out around the building.
So she's crippled and can't get far. So let's wait till she's not crippled anymore, back to full health and recovered, then attempt to fight her. Let's instead do that. Let's not wait. Let's not attack her while she's hurt and easy to take down, just because there are 3 people here that have nothing to do with the Risen, nothing to do with official government, because they said so. Right? This one's already killed a Risen member in front of us. Fuck it, right? Let's wait till she's not crippled anymore. Fuck it.
As Carter is on the floor, rallying, Pax is going to gesture to the door and say, pardon me asking, but what's the big deal with the storeroom? If he doesn't like her, we can take her off his hands immediately. The woman looks back to Pax and says, no one is allowed in the storeroom, not even me.
That's because that's where he and his girlfriend there, the assassin, meet up all the time and have all types of secret stuff back there that he doesn't want us to see. But nah, it's fine. Let the crippled assassin stay there and recover. Right, guys? Let's do it. Yeah, take me to the Risen, please. Actually, yeah, no, take me to the Risen right now. I can inform the Risen that she's here. We can have the fucking battalion come in. Let's do that.
The woman nods and says, very well. and continues dragging Carter.
Sure, let's have the entire fucking battalion come. Let's do this. I will inform them that they not only is a crippled assassin here, they have unwilling, obstruction of justice, highly trained guards here that are just uncooperative, and they need to be executed.
Alright, so while he's rambling, Rogny's gonna go look for a good vantage point to get on.
Okay, you guys, the party exits the, shop. As she, gets to the door, she's gonna make another handle animal check for Lily.
I'm gonna look at Lily like, don't move.
This time, she is going to cast another spell. A entire feast appears in this room, just on the side of the door. Lily's going to make a wisdom save. And
she has advantage because she has resistance.
Oh yeah, she does have, and she's going to roll a 2 and a 3. Lily is going to look at Carter, and then look at all the food that was just magically created. Look at Carter, and then kind of
fucking weak.
Yeah, she's going to just kind of moan like, and then go and start eating all of this food.
I fucking hate you right now, Lily. You know, the person that owns you is telling you not to move. Someone puts a fucking meal in front of you. You're like, no.
Carter can make a handle animal check opposed to that, if he wants.
I'm not gonna fucking beat it with my +1 to this. Oh, what?
A 19. So as Lily goes to move to this food, Carter's going to say, "No, stay, stay." Lily is going to look absolutely torn.
I will feed you later. You will get fed. No.
The woman is going to look down and say, "Please, I really don't want to have to kill your pet."
So, like, guys, if she kills my pet, I'm not only killing everybody in this room, I'm burning this shop to the fucking ground. I will say this now. Like, I will come here out of a bad out of hell with people that from the underworld that no one has ever seen.
Alright, so are there any vantage points around? Any roofs I can climb up on?
Hrogny has to push past this monstrous bear sitting in this doorway before she can get out to scope out the area.
Oh, I forgot. Oh no, I'm stuck in here with you guys.
Yeah, I made sure everybody was in this room.
Rogny's just gonna turn and look at Carter. Right now you're obstructing my pay, Carter.
Fuck the pay. I'm making sure that we do our job to get paid.
And right now, you're obstructing our job.
No, our job is in that storeroom right over there.
And how do we know she isn't just gonna run out the other door? Would you like me to prevent her from doing that?
You already did. You shot her twice. She's crippled in there.
No, she kept running after I shot her. She isn't crippled.
Yeah, fuck the bitch.
The other 3 customers in here at this time are all pale and terrified, cowering near the object they were perusing.
What, never seen a bear before?
What, you never seen a mad dwarf before?
No, and they've never seen a monstrous bear like this, and they've never been this close to a all-out fight breaking out.
This isn't a fight, this is just a disagreement. Carter, the bear.
I seriously, I will look up to this chick. I seriously swear to God, you touch the bear, I will make sure not only you burn, your entire fucking family burns. Touch the bear.
Wait, who's he saying that to?
I'm telling it to the chick that's apparently said, "I will don't make me kill your pet." Her fucking family will burn.
Okay, you should go with them, and we'll stay here and watch the place.
Let me out, Carter.
Yeah, she's going to lean down to Carter and gesture to the rest of Earlore's shop and say, I really don't care if his entire shop burns down. I don't care if you arrest him or you bust him with the Risen. I am just doing the job I was hired for that I am highly renowned for.
Yeah, and your family will burn too. Touch my bear.
You just throw the hand over
I'm now
his face.
more upset that you even mentioned you'd kill my bear. Do you have a special person in your life? Because I can make that go away too.
Froggy.
I can make that go away right now.
She is going to clench a fist, and you guys, let's see.
I swear to God.
Yeah, she is going to step forward, dropping Carter. She's going to step forward to Lily, and you're going to see her crack her knuckle and say, last chance.
Carter, move the bear. I'm gonna help her kick your ass.
Lily, move. I'll go find this person's loved ones here in a little while. Give me a little bit. Please, take me to the Risen. Please do it.
She
I would say
nods,
goodbye to your loved ones as well.
dragging Carter, and say, gladly. Carter is, as she steps out of the door, she yells back and says, all clear. Carter is currently being dragged through Shield's way. The rest of the party is still in the shop when the guard protecting Earlore comes out of the second room, peeping his head into the room and stepping out with Earlore behind him. Earlore pats down his clothes and he's going to be shuffling the robes he was wearing.
You're cutting out for me. Does anyone else hear that?
Oof.
Yeah, he went real robotic, but so did you.
Anyone?
Can you guys hear me now? Hello, 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 hello. Testing, testing.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me? Oh no! Alright, let me see what's going on with my thing. Alright, I'll be right back. It's got disconnect. Huh. Look at that. So, everybody on the stream listening should still be able to hear me. We're going to switch over to a different Discord, copy, and...
There we go, I hear you.
Okay.
Oh, you guys can all hear me? Cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anyone for a bit. It was really weird.
Yeah, I think the server dropped.
The server was being fucking stupid.
Yeah, I could hear all of you guys saying, yeah, you know, he's cutting out, he's robotic, and I just hear you all perfectly fine. I'm like, no, I'm here, guys, no. Alright, so, anyways, Earlore is going to step back into the shop, shifting his robes. He looks, very embarrassed, but, nonetheless, he, gestures to Lumagrax and says, now that the rowdy one is taken care of, I'd be happy to assist you if you give me a couple hours to clean up first.
Where is she?
He gestures upstairs, saying nothing. He just points straight up.
Is there any way she can get out?
He shakes his head and says, through the window she climbed in.
Okay, where's the window?
He points up again.
I'm at one side of the building.
Oh, he's going to point to the northern wall and say, my room overlooks or looks at the sunrise.
Right. Are there ever any buildings nearby I can get a good look on this window from?
Erlor is going to shrug and say, "That's something I've never been. That's something I've never been privy to. However, now that I don't have the serving staff I am used to, if you give me a few moments, I'll be right back with you."
Right.
He is going to walk into the back room. The man following him, he puts a hand up and says, "Just guard the shop." And he's going to close the door again.
One of us should be outside and make sure she doesn't break out of that window and run.
Okay. I'll stand here and make sure she doesn't come down here.
Alright, Rogny's gonna be outside then to keep an eye on that.
Alright. You guys, Lumagrax is going to hear a loud shuffling of things. Of just like all manner of things just being moved very quickly, things sliding across stone, different crates and stuff being stacked.
If I didn't know any better, that sounds like someone just like uncovered a secret path and then recovered it.
You can assume that. So how close is Grax standing to this door?
To the back door?
Yes.
Or the front door?
The back door.
He would have been close to the commotion at the front when everybody...
Okay. As
when
soon
all
as
that
they are
happens.
able to, the other 3 customers are going to leave. We're gonna jump over to Carter then, and the woman dragging Carter through the streets, about halfway to the School of Discipline. She's going to ask, "Do you want to make this easier and walk?"
Oh no, this is a fun ride. Please keep going.
As you guys are walking, or rather, as she is literally dragging you through these streets, she's going to call back to Carter and say, "If I had to guess any better, from how Erlor treats that back room, I'd assume he's smuggling stuff."
Oh, I don't care about that. It's the fact that y'all are harboring a criminal, and now that you've had to go through all this trouble just to get arrested yourself, and it's going to happen. I mean, have fun. It could have been so much easier. You just let us in there, but no. Let's harbor the assassin, right?
And she's Carter's gonna hear her just grumble to herself and say, "Note to self: don't make small talk." As you guys exit Shield's Way, Carter is going to see Ledora, and Ledora is also going to notice Carter.
I'm gonna yell at her like, "Come here!"
As you do, Ledora and her 5 students are going to approach Carter and, with the smallest indication of a smirk. She's going to say, "You can't seem to keep yourself out of trouble, can you?"
No, I can't. But the assassin that killed one of the Risen members today, we found her actually, and this is one of the people harboring her. She decided that I wasn't worthy to go back into the storeroom that they're allowing her to rest up in after one of the other members of our party decided to shoot her twice in the street. But yeah, after I even told her I'm working, helping y'all find and capture, possibly kill if need be, this woman, she still decided that
as Carter is talking, the woman dragging him is going to literally step in front of his mouth, and she's going to say, I have a blue contract with the merchant in Shields Way. I've done nothing to violate it. This man tried to break into the storeroom, and I simply did my job. And she gestures to him and says, "Can I turn him over to you?" Ledora is going to nod and say, "Do you have your permit that you're able to do such actions?" The woman's going to groan, pull out a small parchment with a blue seal on it, and show it to Ledora. She's going to inspect it several times over before handing it to one of her students, and say, now, members with the blue contract have been permitted by the Risen to act as extensions of the law. And she nods back to the woman and says, "We'll investigate this matter, and of course after a full investigation, we'll decide if your blue contract remains."
She needs to be taken into custody.
The woman is going to just groan like this has all been a giant chore of bureaucracy, and look down at Carter and say, "You just couldn't have left earlier?" And she looks back at her and says, "Fine, do the investigation." Ledora is going to lean down to Carter and start undoing the chains and say, "Will you comply with the investigation?"
Oh, I was already doing the investigation, but like I said, this person you need to take into custody is harboring the criminal, which I would believe actually entail violate whatever contract that is. If she's an extension of the law and is there violating the law by harboring a criminal that just killed a member of the law, I'm pretty sure that requires a taking of custody.
The woman's going to shake her hands and say, "I'm not harboring anybody."
Well, the person you're working for is harboring somebody, and by you protecting them from somebody that told you that they're there from the Risen, well, working with the Risen, to capture and possibly eat, and if need be, kill that assassin.
Ledora is going to shake her head and say, "You have no such contract that we're working together."
Technically, we do, because that one chick that we found in the rice box today she was part of the Risen, and we're working with her, so that kind of puts us in contract. So
Ledora is going to say, "Wait, woman in the rice box?"
Oh
yeah, we told you this earlier.
Oh my God.
You guys did not tell Ledora.
I did. I said it. I told her this in the in me and your text chat, the RP chat. I told her in the last message I ever wrote, and I never got anything back, that we found that chick stuffed in a rice box.
Oh, hold on, let me double check that just to make sure, because there was
I told her this.
Yeah.
I told her that before I went off to go get my necklace made, and there was nothing ever said back.
DM's dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember you with that last reply, but I do see it now. And I remember that's where we started the campaign at, was right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that was the last thing you said as you walked off. So yeah, she is going to remember that, but that was kind of a just, oh yeah, we found that chick and she was stuffed in a box, and then Carter just left before saying anything.
So what you do with that? What she needed? I left.
Yeah, she is going to just look very flabbergasted at that and say, wait, that wasn't a joke?
No, and I have reason to believe that this assassin knows something about it. That's why we're after her. And she happened to kill another risen member in front of us. And this person, the person she works for, is harboring her, and she prevented me from going after the assassin. Ergo, she's assisting harboring a criminal of the country. That's what I'm saying. She should be taken into custody.
The woman is going to say, I haven't broken any law. I've just done my job. Ledora is going to point forward and say, rest her also. This whole matter needs to be investigated. The Supreme Light will decide on the legality of it.
I will look at her as she's getting arrested. I'm getting untied.
No, they stopped untying Carter.
No, well, as I'm getting untied.
Yeah, they stop untying Carter and say the investigation that you've been going on has not been sanctioned by the Risen. Vigilantism is not welcome in Dockensdale.
You just gotta screw up in bureaucracy, man.
Well, here's the thing. If it wasn't for our vigilantism, as you put it, y'all wouldn't have ever found the chick.
Ledora nods and says, and for that, I thank you. I will meet up with you at the Supreme Light's tower.
No, or you can meet up. I can take you to the place, because I never even told you the place. I doubt she's going to tell you, because she's going to probably be like, I'm protecting my master. Da 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 da.
No, still holding the woman's contract. She's going to say, the blue contract is with Irelor.
Okay, well, still untie me, damn it, because I still have other business, and technically, because I was pursuing justice, as y'all would have it, and I've already, not once, but twice, helped y'all out. That has to be good for something. I now only found your dead prison member stuffed in a rice box in a fucking vault somewhere. Not only did we locate the fucking assassin that possibly did it and killed another prison member, we also helped you. We also stopped and busted a smuggling ring that had some crazy new weapon in there. I think you can trust me on this.
Yeah, she's going to nod and say, and you'll comply with my students?
They're not going to cast a crazy spell on me and drag me through the streets like a fucking rabid dog, are they?
She shakes her head and says, no, but you will have to wait at the Supreme Light's tower for his ruling.
I'm not going to the Supreme Light Tower just yet. I'd like to go back to where this assassin is and see it through, because I have a bone to pick.
She shakes her head and says, I'll see it through. Trust me.
I'll see it through, because
it's literally my job.
It's literally the job I used to do. I used to be a criminal just like her. I think I know a little bit more about this subject than all of you.
To an officer of law.
Yeah,
I'm used to. I'm not anymore.
As Carter is talking, the woman now also chained. However, be it much less chained than Carter, is going to say, "See, look, this is what I had to deal with. All I was trying to do was what I was told to do."
I like this. I like this guard. 10 out of 10, cool character.
Like, I'm trying to have a change of heart right now. Like, I was a criminal.
The law is very annoying.
Criminal. But God damn it! I don't know what we're talking about here.
Ledora is going to look down at Carter. Carter can roll me a persuasion check.
This is obviously going to go great. Oh, it did!
So on his final plea, she is going to say, "Fine, you'll come with me, and once our matters are done, in the shop, we will return to the tower."
I'm fine with that. Now, one last question. Like, just one. Just one. It doesn't have to do with going to the tower, going there.
your luck.
What's this lady's name exactly? Or this person's name? I think it's a lady. It's probably a lady.
Surprisingly enough, Hildora.
Can you write the full name?
Yes, I'll put it in Roll20 for you.
Thank you.
Hildora. Ladora is going to pocket the blue contract after saying her name. And the students are going to escort Hildora off.
What's her family name?
That's not for Carter to know.
I need to... Hey, you know what? I can figure it out. I'll shoot her a look like, I'll figure that out. Don't you worry.
Oh my god.
See, I told you I'd do it, and I'm gonna do it. See.
On this episode, Carter goes to jail.
Again!
Yeah, anyways, back in the shop, after about a half hour of cleaning, Earlore opens the door for Lumigrax and the rest of the party and says, come on, I'll lead you up to her. You guys can capture her or whatever you want to do.
I shoot him a look like I told you I'd be right the fuck back.
Alright.
I'll give y'all all of that look too, like I told you I'd be right the fuck back.
Carter's not back yet, by the way.
Well, am I not
that
with
side,
her?
right?
Yeah, Carter's not there. This guy is talking to the party. Yes, Rogni is outside.
Oh.
And has anything come out of that window?
Not from... You can roll me a perception check, but just on her base perception, not that she has noticed.
Base perception. What is that?
Your base perception's going to be 10 plus your wisdom modifier plus your...
You're passive.
Yeah, I'm sorry, your passive perception. Let's see how you can...
Wisdom plus what?
I can show you on your sheet if you're looking...
It's 10 plus wisdom plus proficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogni has a 16 in her passive perception.
Oh, okay, I see that now, alright.
Yeah. But yeah, just being posted up, she does not notice anything. You can roll me an active check if you want, but just in the time that you've been watching, you haven't seen anything.
Alright.
Is Lumigrax... Oof, okay, on a 21... Rogni is going to see, just like staring at this window. Occasionally she's going to see the dark outlines of a figure that looks very similar to the one woman looking out the window in Rogni's direction.
Alright.
Is Lumigrax going to be led up there?
Yes.
Okay. As Pax and Arabella follow behind Grax, Jax is going to put a hand up in front of Arabella and Pax and say, it might be a trap. Best let the mercenaries take care of it. Pax and Arabella stop. Jax follows Grax.
Okay.
As you step into the back storeroom, Lumigrax, give me another Constitution save.
Ooh.
A
16.
16. You feel just something pulling on the fibers of your body. You get dizzy for a second again, but you fight off the feeling. Your attention is drawn to a stack of boxes in the corner with a large tent-like cloth thrown over them.
That's bad news, man.
However, what's his face? Earlore continues to lead you through the storage room. Back past the storage room, there's a set of stairs that leads up.
Okay.
He leads you to the second floor and down a corridor into his private quarters and says, now, just let me talk to her for a moment, but the two of you are capable of handling her, right?
Yeah, of course.
He's going to nod and open the door, just slightly enough to step in, and Grax is going to hear a voice call out, "Andorra, how are you recovering? Is everything to your liking?" Grax is going to hear a hiss back and say, "Earlore, what was all that down there? You've got me scared out of my mind up here." He says, "Just a little of nothing. There are some friends that wanted to meet you." Grax is going to hear a voice reply back. "Meet! I'm lying low. Nobody's supposed to know I'm up here." He shakes his head and says, "No," or rather, Grax doesn't see that. He says, "No. They're definitely friends." Grax is also going, and tell me whenever Grax decides to step in. Is Grax moving inside the building or inside the room yet?
Yeah, Grax is gonna bust open the door.
Just
kick it in.
Yeah, the door is open, by the way, so it's not.
He's gonna.
Yeah,
he's gonna kick it in anyways.
Yeah, he's gonna. It's gonna fly open further, revealing Jax and Grax at the door. You are going to see this. You're going to see the assassin from earlier with 2 bandages around her leg. And she is going to point. She's going to point to Lumigrax and then look at Earlore and say, "That's one of the mercenaries from the tavern earlier. The one who was with the one who shot me, who's outside the window." Earlore's going to scratch his head and say, "Yeah, I never said this was a safe house."
She's still looking at me, right?
No, she pointed back to the window. She's been looking at you.
Pardon you, waves.
Yeah.
You're coming with us.
She is, gonna say, like the bridge I am. She is, going to, drink a, potion. Is, Grax going to do anything to try and stop her? This is an action she's drinking it with.
Can I... lightning breath her? Would that stop her?
It will not stop her. That's moving on an action also.
I mean, what other options do I have?
I was just asking you if you had anything. Just giving you the opportunity.
No, I don't.
The potion she drinks looks absolutely vile as she grimaces. And
How far away from her am I?
Grax is about 15 feet from her.
Can I run up and try to grapple?
You can. She is running towards the window. Go ahead and roll me a grapple check.
If I can find grapple.
It is a athletics check contested by her acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh! Whoa!
19 and a nat 20.
Alright.
Good luck looking at you.
She moves towards the window, and before she can, Grax is like on top of her, pinning her down. She smiles and says, "I'll see you in the bridge." Black ooze starts coming out of her mouth.
She took something to die, didn't she? Can I do a...
She just tried to poison.
Huh? Does anybody have...
God, I hate to say that I told you so, but I fucking told you so.
any berries?
You guys have a cleric downstairs.
Can someone go get the clearic? Can I tell someone in the room? Jax,
yeah,
is that his
Jax
name?
is going to dash out of the room. Earlore is going to put a hand over his mouth and start grimacing. It's like, oh, that's gonna stain the carpet. Serve it. Oh, there's no.
Right.
Oh my gosh! And he's gonna pick up her head and like tilt it back forward so the stuff stops leaking out of her mouth.
Rogni's gonna come inside.
Alright, so Rogni's going to make her way across the street. The same time that Jax is explaining the situation to Arabella downstairs, and they are going to dash upstairs. As Carter and Lildora get here, they're going to come in after this initial fit of chaos. The guard closest to the door is going to look at Lildora and then say, I think someone just died. I had nothing to do with it. I've been standing here.
Oh, did I miss the fun?
Lildora is going to ask him...
I look like really sad. Like, did I miss the fun?
You did.
She's going to ask, are you operating on a blue contract also? The man nods and pulls out a parchment and hands it to Lildora, who inspects it and says, who else is in the building? The man shakes his head and says, we're not allowed past the showroom floor. We guard the artifacts.
She's also one of the people that didn't allow me to go up those steps back there.
This is a male guard, by the way.
He is the other one that didn't allow me to go past him and up those stairs, just an FYI.
She nods and says it's in his contract. Here he...
It might be, but I mean, it's still harboring.
She shakes her head as she begins walking past him and says, in certain areas, some people are able to act with the authority of the Risen.
Okay, so arresting that one, the chick was okay to do because I said it was harboring, because it was. But what I say the dude was also harboring, doing the exact same thing she was doing, totally fine. Got it. I see how this is.
She nods and says, as she was saying, and says, the blue contract allows certain members to act with the authority of the Risen. In this space, he is of the same rank as I am.
Yeah, well, in this space, just because he's the same rank as you, doesn't excuse him for breaking a law like harboring a fugitive. Correct? Because I'm pretty sure if you harbored a fugitive, you would go to jail too, right?
if he has no knowledge of this person up there,
But he does.
He's simply the same as us.
But he does, because Earlore said it out loud.
Earlore said that very quietly to you guys on the other side of the room. This showroom, by the way, is very large.
Well, that's the thing. As I went past, I said that I was going back there because she was back there. And I was yelling that I was wanting to go back there because she's back there as I was getting dragged out. So he would know that she's back there.
Yeah, but that is not his authority to act on. When he steps out of that space, that's not his job anymore. His job is to protect this space. That's like running up.
That's very fucked.
That's like running. Okay. That's like running up to one of the other schools of the Risen and saying, "Hey, there's a criminal here," and they're like, "We're school teachers. Our job isn't to go apprehend these people. Our job is to sit like here."
Okay. I'll just look at her and be like, "Okay, I think it's fucked, but it's okay. Okay, I'm not going to argue with it."
The law is very annoying.
It really is. This is why I prefer to break it instead of follow it. But makes them a lot
Ladora is going to take her time inspecting this room.
I am going to whisper to Ladora that chick that was said that she wasn't allowed back there. I was telling her that she might want to look around this place a little carefully, because even the guards said that they think Earlore is smuggling stuff here. So it might be another smuggling ring, just an FYI.
Yeah, and she is going to roll an investigation check and say, well, if somebody died upstairs, then they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And rushing in might be a situation that only gets ourselves killed.
See, I hope nobody died, because that means I miss fun, and I don't want to miss fun.
Arabella, we're gonna jump back over to Arabella and the rest of the party. Let's see what Arabella has prepared today and if she can handle poison. Remove curse, dispel magic. Hold. Oof. All right. So Arabella might come in handy here. As she.
Arabella over handy.
Yeah, she is going to run upstairs, and as this person is spasming on the ground, she's going to kneel down and say. She's going to kneel down and say, "Jax told me what happened. Get out the way." She's going to start casting a spell, and you guys are going to see the color return to this person's or to Andora's skin as she starts still coughing. Arabella is going to aid her in her death saving throws, and this woman is as she coughs out the rest of this poison, it doesn't appear that she's conscious. Arabella leans back, exasperated, and says, "She's alive." Pax is going to go to her body and start patting it down. Pax finds 3 daggers on her, a needle, and 2 more vials. Earlore is going to gesture to her and say, "Well, I kept my part of the bargain. There is your assassin. Don't execute her in my room, please. I sleep here." Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just none of them replied.
Yeah. Pax is going to gesture to her body and say, "All right, Lumigrax, go ahead and grab her. We'll take her to Lydia and interrogate her.
Okay. I pick her up.
Alright, the Earlore is going to facepalm and say, this rug was imported from halfway across the world. I don't suppose there's any insurance pay that you guys are going to give me for turning her in. Pax is just going to say, the insurance of knowing you did the right thing. He does not look pleased. As you guys start walking out, he jogs a little bit to walk in front of you guys. The party is going to meet up with Ladora and Carter. As Ladora has just made her way into the storage room.
I would shoot them all to look like I told you I'd be back. With Risen.
Yeah, as you guys are carrying as you guys are carrying the assassin's body, Ladora is going to point and say, "Who is that?"
That would be your assassin. And it looks like I missed the fucking fun. Dang it!
Jax is going to shake his head and say, "No, she tried to kill herself."
I did miss the fun then! Dang it!
Ladora is going to...
You would have assisted her. She didn't have to do it herself.
Yeah, Ladora's going to gesture to the body and say, this shop's going to have to be closed down and torn apart as the Risen do a complete investigation of the wares here and all the members coming in and out of here.
I'm looking at Ladora like, speaking of wares, see, this man had slaves, and I made a trade to get the slaves, and I would like the item back, but still keep the slaves. Can I do that? Or is that like a no-no? Like, I would really like the amulet back, but if it's a no-no, it's going to break the law. I'll be fine with it, just knowing that I'm able to go and free those slaves. Like, what's the deal on that?
She is going to look to Earlore and say, well, everything in the shop is currently the property of the Risen. When the matter is sorted out, you'll be contacted, and if anything is justly yours, it will be awarded to you.
Well, that's the thing. I did trade it, and it was like I hate to say this because I never do these, a legitimate trade, but I would... Can I get it back anyways and say this is an under-the-table thing? Or no? Because if not, I'm okay. If
she shakes her head and says, nothing is under the table with me.
Damn it. I just lost like a $400 amulet. Damn it. God damn it. That was 400 gold, man.
You didn't have any actual gold?
No, I don't. I have 30 gold. That was 400 gold, man. Fine. I'll settle with the happiness in my heart to free the 3 slaves that I rightfully traded for. I'll be happy with that. You know what? I'll take the high road here and not steal it back, like I was planning to.
Lumigrax, roll me another Constitution save.
Why?
If you ever fail, I'll tell you.
Like you. Whatever it is, it doesn't like you.
Woof! Lumigrax is killing these Constitution saves. The DC's going up each time, by the way. His attention, once again, is brought to that stack of boxes. He ignores it.
That stack of boxes.
Yes.
Can I mosey on over there?
You can. As Lumagrax is walking with the body of the assassin, Ladora is going to say, she is also the property of the Risen until this matter is sorted out. Pax is going to shake her head and say, "No, we're on official business from Nazaram," and Ladora is going to hold up a hand and say, "If she murdered members of the Risen, my authority supersedes you in these matters." Pax is going to exhale and say, "And when will we be able to question her?" What is Lumerax doing as all of this is going back and forth? He's still walking over to the boxes?
Yeah.
Ladora is going to call to him and say, "Stop, I just told you her body is our property."
I'm gonna ask what's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Earlore is going to shake his head and say, "What? Nothing. You know, I'm a collector of rare artifacts. It's nothing."
There's a sheet over the box. Is that what you said?
There is.
Can I remove the sheet?
Grax, Ken? Is he still carrying Andorra?
I am.
You, remove the sheet. The top crate is packaged with satin, but it doesn't seem to have a lid on it. Earlore is going to step up to the crate and put his hand on it and say, "This is a personal wear, not meant to be sold.
Personal wear?
It is mine and mine alone." And he looks to the member of the Risen and says, "I expect to get it back after your investigation, acquired by completely legal means."
Do you have proof of legal means?
Oh, alright.
Come on, buddy.
He
You have proof?
he is going to nod and say, "I do. Documents confirming its authenticity." Now, if you'd
What
step
is it?
away from it, this
What is
thing
it, buddy?
is practically pulling on like Lumagrax to reach in here.
Do it, do it, do it, do it,
Should I reach in there?
do it, do it.
Can I just peek over and see?
It is packaged in satin.
Okay.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
I might get poisoned.
It'll be fine. We got a lot of experience.
Does Arabella have more medicine?
She used magic, by the way.
Does she have more
divine.
magic?
If
It seems like
you're
we've had a long rest before we came here. I would hope so.
if you're asking Arabella that, Arabella's going to say, "I'm able to do my goddess's will."
Okay.
As you guys
I'm
are.
gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna remove the satin.
All right. Inside this crate is a great sword. Probably the 2/3 the length of Lumagrax. There are wolves on the hilt of each of the, or on the sides of each of the hilt of the sword. The blade itself is made of a pale white stone, slightly pearl in appearance. There are 2 gems embedded in the blade.
So this is not Jon Snow's sword.
It is not Jon Snow's sword.
John knows his sword.
Ladora is going to look back to Earlore and say, "Where did you get this?" he is gonna point upstairs and say, I have contracts verifying its authenticity, but yes, it is what you think it is, and I bought it.
What is it?
Ooh, what is it?
Ladora is... this is funny. Ladora is going to look at the rest of the group and say, this is Ladora's blade, the first Sky Queen. She used it and almost killed a god with it.
Ooh.
Oh.
She's going to look back to Erlor and say, this has been missing from Sky's Reach Museum for centuries. Erlor is going to say, and it showed up on my doorstep. She's going to nod and say, well, if you produce the forms that you acquired it by, it'll be for the Supreme Light to decide if you get to keep it or if it's returned to Sky's Reach. He nods and says, I paid good money for that sword, too.
Something more is going on here. I'm telling you, Ladora. I'm telling you, something more is here.
She nods and says, yes, I will make sure this place stays completely locked down until more of my students can come.
Right.
As we discussed earlier, you shall return to the tower. Can I trust you to do this on your own?
Yes. Can I ask you a favor? If you do this favor for me, I'll go straight there. Like from here straight there. If you just do me this one favor.
What's the family name of the?
No, not that. I could figure that one out on my own. I don't need a favor for that. So I'm pretty sure Lily, you know, my bear out there, is hungrier than a fucking hell. It's probably hungrier than a bear. It's probably hungry as two bears. And I only have 30 gold, which I'm pretty sure that's probably more than enough to feed her. But I don't really want to spend 30 gold to feed a bear. Could you maybe, like, feed, like, at least, like, watch over Lily and feed her while I go to this tower place and get done with this business?
She's going to grimace and say, is that bear trained?
I mean,
What's training again?
I mean, it is a I forget the name of this bear already. It's a fucking
It is a darkened veil.
yeah. I mean, it's a darkened veil bear. I mean, I would suspect it has somewhat training to not randomly bite people unless told.
She is going to nod and say, I seek service for the growth of others. Is one of the tenets of our order.
Yeah, I mean, if you do that for me, I'll gladly just go there. I mean, I feel a little less safe now for the fact that I don't have my amulet anymore, and that kind of made me invisible to scrying, but I'll walk there. Yeah, well, I'll head there as long as you just feed the bear. And just make sure it doesn't bite somebody.
Alright. Is the... this is an awkward situation. Ladora is going to hold up her hands to her mouth and say, my students aren't quite as capable as I am, and I sent them with another to escort to the tower. As such, I'm short-staffed. And she's going to look at the body that Lumigrax is carrying and say, can I expect her to make it there safely in your care, or...
Hand.
Yeah, I got her.
And I can take her there. I gotta go there anyways. Y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want. For all I know, I'm not coming out of jail for today, at least. kill two birds with one stone.
Pax is going to shake her head and say, "No, if you broke the law, you're under my contract, so I'll be accompanying you to the Supreme Light."
Sure, but Pax, you're not strong enough to carry another human being, I'm pretty sure. Frail bitch.
Yeah, she points to Grax and says, "But he is."
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and start heading toward the place. I'm gonna look like this is the first time I'm ever willingly, like, on my own will, walking to a jail to possibly get thrown into jail. I want you to know this. Every other time I've been in jail is because I got caught. The one time, this is going to be something in the history books. Someone get a scribe for this.
All
Carter
right.
Baincolor willingly walked to a jail.
So it is nighttime as you guys are making this walk towards the Iman's tower. The back half of the tower is tiered as to allow the public entrance to the upper reaches of it, as it's much like you see in the picture there. Which hold on, I'll close so that everybody watching the stream can see. Of walking up the back row towards the tower, there is a open temple chamber where people are able to meet with the Supreme Light and make requests of them. As you guys are approaching and nightfall is happening, the petitioners...
Quick question
yes.
about it. Would this be the same place I would go to free these slaves?
Carter wouldn't know that.
I'll ask Fedora that.
She would inform you that the branch that handles slavery is a part of the tower staff.
Can I do a stop there real fast and just say, hey, like, show them the documents I have,
yeah,
free these slaves, and then we go to wherever you needed us to go? Because I'd rather these people get off without me going to jail and me have to deal with it while I'm in jail. If you even go to jail. Which I have a strong feeling about to.
As you guys are entering the petition area, the petitions are just about over. You notice the person listening to petitions is actually a member of the Risen, and there are members of discipline here. They are going to approach the party as you guys are coming up and say, we were informed earlier by Ledora's students that another would be joining eventually. Where is Envoy Ledora?
Is she not here with us? Is she leave
No,
us?
Ledora is watching over the building. She can't take you guys all here and then Earlord.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Ledora is back at the Eldorado's place. I forget his name already.
Literally
Elroy.
2 seconds. Earlord.
Yeah, no. I said Eldorado, Jesus Christ. She's over at Ilor's place. We just kind of found an assassin. I'm gonna point at the chick that Grax is carrying. That's been killing Risen members that we found. I need to drop some. I need to do some business here, and then I need to go to the other place to deal with this that's here, and it's fun. But possibly I'm going to jail today. So, yay!
As you are talking, the member of discipline gestures towards the back part of the temple and says, "Come, we can escort you to the waiting cells with your compatriot."
Well, hold on. I need to. I'm presuming the slaves are with me. I have 3 slaves I want to set free. I have proper documentation that they're mine. I just want to set them free. Can I do that before I go to the cells?
The slaves with you are going to say, yes, we were legally required before he did anything illegal.
I never did anything illegal. Let's get this straight now, okay? I didn't hit anybody. I hit a wall, and it's not illegal to hit a wall. And then I was just cussing. If anything, she did illegal stuff to me, but apparently she didn't do illegal stuff to me because of the contract, which is weird.
I am rolling
nothing illegal happened.
I am rolling them morality dice, and one member is going to say, well, if you can give me their contracts, I can take care of that for you.
I would insight that. I want to make sure he's being truthful here.
Alright. You guys have only met one member of the Risen so far that is a male.
I say he because, like, everybody's like dude to me.
As far as Carter knows, yes, this person seems sincere. Slavery is not a just accepted thing in a Lil Nagai. Some people hate it, some people embrace the practice.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand her the 3 contract scrolls thing. Like, this is the scrolls. They're to be set free. They already have money that I've given them to go do whatever the hell they want to do with it. They're free to do whatever they want. Remember eyes of the Magtiff.
Yeah, they look positively ecstatic. The 2 women hugging Carter. The man is going to put a hand on Carter's shoulder and say, regardless of what happens today, you've done something great for us.
Yes, stop with the thanks and stuff. It's since shiver up my spine, it's gross. Get out of here. Just remember Eyes of the Magtiff if anybody ever asks you who set you free.
The Andorra on Lumbergrax's shoulder is going to start waking up, coming to, coughing, and drowsily look around and say, where am I?
Welcome back, lovely.
Welcome to hell.
You're at your doom. Thank you for coming so willingly to the holding cells.
Make a good target, you know.
She looks positively terrified and says, I took 5 doses. How am I breathing?
See, we have this awesome person that knows, like, this healing stuff from their gods and stuff, and they just, like that, you were okay. So, I'll give her, like, a pat on her shoulder that while she's over Lamagrax's shoulder, like, pat. Thanks for making it easy, I guess. But you made it really boring.
No, nobody told me they were tying her up, so she is going to go for her, side pouch, very quickly, and she's going to realize nothing's there.
It's like, oh, sorry, hun. Smarter people than us thought of that.
Yeah. And Grax has her over his shoulder like Shrek does with Fiona.
It's like
nothing against you, but we gotta get paid.
It's like, see, the thing is, you just made it super easy. You never even counted on someone being able to cancel the poison.
She's going to say, well, my plan was to drink the poison and jump out of the window.
You still, it didn't work. Whatever. Let's go to the holding cell, and don't try anything funny. Just for the fact that we're in the middle of the tower place. I forget the name of it because I'm awful with names.
Oh,
Sunlit Tower.
Solemn's tower.
I was close. Solemn's tower. So there are Risen guards. Nazaran probably are here too. All around. So your chances of getting away are slim to none. So just be there, a good girl.
Lumagrax and the rest of the party are led to a cell. When they open it, Carter can see inside is also the guard that he had arrested by Ladora. The member of the Risen gestures and says, only those accused have to stay in here. We were told of the dwarf and a possible assassin accompanying him.
Yeah, I'll go in there. I'm gonna see if I can get away with using my maul as my crutch here.
Roll me a deception check.
22.
Yeah, as you are being put in here, there doesn't seem to be much of anything to strip items from you or hold you down. Presumably, Carter could just start a brawl inside of this cell.
Probably, but I'm guessing they took away my battle axe, my shield, and my javelins.
No, they did not.
Oh, sweet! I even have my hand axes.
Yeah, as you guys sit down in the cell, Andorra is going to exhale and say, one of the easiest ways in my profession to secure a kill is when the person is being held, you just get yourself thrown in a cell with them, and she gestures a hand over her neck. A finger over her neck.
Drawing.
Oh yeah, I bet it is, but I'm a little harder to kill than I look. I might be 200 years old, but I know a thing or two, damn it. And Haldora here, whether I like to admit it or not, knows a little something about that poof stuff that y'all do out of y'all's hands.
The rest of the party, the Risen member gestures to a waiting area and says, the Supreme Light is currently in council. There is a much nicer area you guys will be permitted to wait in.
Y'all go. I'm perfectly fine. I start getting kind of sprawl out, I guess, on the bench or somewhere, using kind of my maul as the head of my maul as a pillow. I'm used to these type of places.
Taylor, do you guys go? Charles, Ragni, and Lumagrax?
Yeah, she'll go.
Alright. The Risen member begins leading you guys to a much nicer area. Lumagrax, as you guys are walking, Lumagrax strays to the back of the party for another time tonight. Roll me a Constitution. Roll me a Wisdom save on the very hard DC scale.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Why not Constitution?
This one's Wisdom.
14.
Alright. As Lumagrax, oh my god, I just rolled you a 20. As you guys are being led, Lumagrax is going to stray to the back of the pack of your guys' party, and just very subtly, he's going to turn off into another corridor. His feet and his body begin moving, just knowing the direction they need to go in. avoiding eyes when necessary, and avoiding ears in other situations. He stealthily makes his way down a set of stairs onto a lower floor of the tower, overlooking the seaside and the southern part of the city. He steps into a waiting area. There is a single woman with in a long flowing purple dress with different pieces of cloth flowing from it that seem to be obeying an ethereal breeze. Lumigrax stops before her, and she turns around, making eye contact with Lumigrax. In her pupils, he does not see eyes, but instead entire cosmos. She's going to walk towards Lumigrax, her hand moving through his whole body, and grab his arm as her hand solidifies around it, and pull off his gauntlet. His gauntlet, once again, not obeying any type of ethereal laws of physics. On Lumigrax's wrist, the burned image of a bird that he was marked with before is burning red. She is going to look down at it and look back up at him and say, "Do you think you can run from me? There's no place on this continent you can go, no place in this world you can get to where you're safe from my sight."
Do I still have the girl with me?
You do not. She was dropped off in the cell.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to get away from you.
She is going to shake her head and say, "You denied me a death, but one that I allowed. Which in turn means you owe me one. I imagine you so beautiful, a servant of mine."
Who do you want me to kill?
She nods and says, "I see we're talking the same language. There's another in the city that bears the same mark as you. One of you will prove yourself worthy. The other will be sent back to the bridge."
Have you already talked with them?
She shakes her head and says, "No, I decided to give you this test today."
And who is this person?
She smiles and says, "You'll know them when you see them."
And all I have to do is kill them?
She brings a hand to her chin and says, "That's where it begins."
What do you mean?
There's a weapon. You saw it today. One with the power to kill gods.
The sword with the wolves.
She nods and says, "And would you believe I granted that to a silly, vengeful human nearly 1,000 years ago?"
Am I killing a god?
She is going to, like, visibly laugh, letting go of Lumigrax's hand, and say, greater ones than you have tried." No, I imagine you wielding that sword. Think on it. It's beautiful. She puts her hand on Lumagrax's head. Lumagrax sees himself on a battlefield with this great sword in hand. Just maybe 50 people in every direction coming at him, and just non-stop he is mowing these people down one by one. He can see another figure in the distance commanding this army, and he feels a insatiable bloodlust towards that person. She removes her hand, and Lumagrax snaps back to reality. He's back on this moonlit balcony overlooking the city and sea.
You could say he snapped back to reality.
What was that? That power?
She is going to nod and say, "My pantheon has been forbidden from interfering with your affairs, but there are those among us that have shedded the mantle of God and move amongst you."
And is this who I'm supposed to seek out?
She smiles and turns around and walks towards the edge of the balcony, passing through the edge of the balcony and walking into the air before fading into dust.
I want to go back and get that sword now.
That is something Lumagrax can do in the future.
In the future, yeah.
Otherwise, the rest of the party, as Lumagrax is, walking off and having this divine experience, or crazy man experience, either or. Anyways, the rest of the party is led to a similar waiting area, a few balconies up, and they are told the Supreme Light will be deciding on their case before the evening is out. There was another much more important incident that he had to take care of. You guys are only here for maybe... as you guys are led here, by the way, you guys run into the rest of Order 47, minus Lydia.
Not Order 66?
No. Lumagrax, by the way, knows the direction and path he needs to take to get back to the party.
Good, because I'd be lost without that.
Wait, how did I get... What? By the way, Lumagrax's gauntlet is gone. She took it.
No!
Fucking rip.
But also, too, the symbol on your arm is no longer lit up.
Okay.
But the rest of the party, by the way, is runs into Order 47.
I don't run into shit.
Yeah, well, Carter is, he is with who he's gonna be with.
I'm in the shit right now, man.
By the way, the whole time Carter's in that cell with Andorra, she keeps telling Carter how easy it is to get away with murder inside of one of these cells.
I'll look at it. Oh, I know. I used to do the type of stuff you did. I'm not a goody two-shoes. Trust me, I'm a former criminal myself. My specialty was smuggling stuff, but I'll do this.
I'd do the assassination here and there. It wasn't pretty looking because I didn't have the skills of, being discreet, stabby like most people. My skill lied in splattering a head across a wall normally, but yeah, I understand it's pretty easy to kill people in these things. I've done it before. Trust me. What you're preaching is not going on anything special there, darling.
She's going to ask, and you don't feel any overwhelming rage to pick up that maul and bash my head in with it?
I mean, it's there. Trust me, it's there. It's always there. I always have the feeling of wanting to smash a skull across the pavement. I was really wanting to do it back and hit that smug asshole's store, but no, couldn't do that. Wasn't allowed. The person that didn't allow me to do that's right there, actually. Look at Eldora. But I don't see a real need to. Not right now. See, I'm trying to do this thing called turning a new leaf, right? See, with my personality, it's kind of hard. I get the urge to smash people's head ends or steal something, and it's just this, being a good person's hard.
Yeah, Hildora is going to say, or not Hildora, I'm sorry, Andorra is going to say, I heard you, back at the shop, so furious, so passionate, and yet all of that has died. It's kind of a shame, probably why you didn't make it in the Ruby Alliance.
What you're trying to do is get a rise out of me. Trust me, it's not gonna work. I have a better I don't let emotion cause my rage. I usually let action cause my rage, so not worried about it. And trust me, if you were to try to do action to make me go into a rage and smash your skull across the wall, I'm pretty sure there that Hildora there is just waiting to either hold you down or me down, or both of us, one of the two.
She's going to shake her head and say, I have no authority here. I'm just going to be judged and go home.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are talking, you're going to see Andorra start to contort. And she begins digging through her boot with her mouth.
Oh, she hid more goddamn pills.
Guard! Just yell out top of my lungs like, guard!
A member of the Risen is going to come to the face slot of the cell and look in and say, the Supreme Light is on his way.
That's not what I need you here for. Pretty sure that one there is about to try to either kill herself or try to kill me, and I don't just splatter her brain across the fucking floor here, or be accused of splattering her brain across the floor. Can you check her?
Andorra is going to look at Carter and then to the person or to the Risen and say, "What? My foot just itched."
Mm-hmm.
She's going to open the door and come in. As she comes in, she's going to search down the woman's boot, and Andorra is going to shift her foot as this is happening and bring a knee to the Risen member's face. Making an attack roll to do so, and it is going to hit. The Risen member is going to stumble backwards, and Andorra is going to stand up and start running towards the door.
At that point, at the knee, I would fly into rage and grapple.
Alrighty. Roll me a grapple check.
Okay. That's athletics, right?
Yep, athletics. You have
Okay.
advantage on it.
Yes, I do. Nat 20, double nat 20!
Oh my goodness gracious! Alright, so she rolled really well on her acrobatics check, but she cuffed with her hands behind her back. She is not going to be able to just get out of the way before Carter bull rushes her. Carter is...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Carter is able to grapple her. However, that doesn't completely restrain her.
All I need is the grapple because you can't move now.
Yeah, she's going
Can't
to
run.
bring another knee to Carter's gut. Oh my gosh, these rolls are actually going well tonight. She's going to deal 6 points of bludgeoning damage to Carter. Is he going to
3.
just keep holding her?
Yeah, it's only 3 damage because I'm raging.
Alright, the Risen member is going to get up and help you pin her down. And she is just going to keep fighting, kicking at each of you guys.
So I'm gonna shoot the Risen member a look like this is gonna be okay, and I'm gonna punch her in the face.
Alright, go for it.
Will I have advantage because I have her grappled or no?
No, you do not have advantage.
Okay.
You can take the attack action while you're grappling, so you can get your extra attack off.
Okay. Since it's unarmed, because I'm not trying to kill, I'm just trying to knock her back out with like bare fist and not hitting
Kill
her with
her!
the maul.
She's trying to get
No!
herself killed.
I know she is, and I'm not letting it. Would I just roll a d20 plus my strength mod?
I mean, I'm pretty sure as long as you don't flop this, she's on a D4 of
I almost
HP.
flopped it.
Yeah, Carter is going to sock her in the face, dealing 5 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage. She's going to be out cold, as she only had 2 hit points.
Just wham! It's like, see, that's why she was trying to get me to kill her. Not here to kill her. So if you want to like chain her up to where she can't move at all, that'd be swell there.
Yeah, the member of the Risen is going to say, yes, that is a great idea. She's going to move out of the cell, closing the door to go get some chains, and before she can even come back, the hallway is lit with torchlight. Opening the door is going to be a whole plethora of Sunyith guards. In the middle of them, there's going to be a man in golden robes standing next to Lydia. Lydia is going to recognize Carter and say, Carter?
Oh, with my bloody hand that I probably made her I gave her a bloody nose, I'm pretty sure. When I stopped
Yeah.
her. So I probably have her blood on my knuckles, and I'll be like, oh, hi, yeah, I know this looks bad, but she tried to escape, so I knocked her back out.
Lydia is going to nod, and the Supreme Light is going to say, you'll be my final case for the day. Your friends will accompany us in a more private chamber.
Do they need to be here, or can it just... You know what? They should be here, because they can account for my for the good deeds I've been doing around the city.
Bringing you guys and then the rest of the party meeting back up. You guys are in a small orator's chamber. This looks kind of like what you'd imagine a small stone arena, indoor stone arena to look like. On the bottom row, Carter, Hildora, and Andorra are all seated. Eventually joining the proceedings are also Lidora and Earlore. The rest of the party is brought into the chamber. Sitting above the chamber is Supreme Light, or rather, who you guys can assume is Supreme Light Solum.
I'm gonna yell to Ladora. I'm guessing she's across the room, right?
She's on the second tier of rows.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell to Ladora. Is Lily alright? Did you feed her?
She is going to nod and say, yes, I brought her to the stables below. They're taking care of her.
Thank you. If I get thrown in jail for the rest of my life, Arabella's be the one to have her.
As you guys are talking in the, or rather, as you guys are talking back and forth in the chamber, oh my gosh, I didn't roll up who his guard was. The diplomat of Supreme Light Solum's guard is going to step forward and say, the proceedings for case 137 are underway.
Hey, can you pause real quick? I need to use the restroom.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyways, while Carter is gone, he is found guilty, goes to jail, death sentence.
Finally.
Do I get to keep his bear?
Yes, and it turns out it has the mark that Grax has to kill.
Okay, that'll be easy enough.
Yeah, there was a small chance for you to run into her earlier, Taylor. When you were going through the crowds, I was wondering if, Lumigrax is going to be thinking, am I crazy? Am I seeing things? What's going on with me?
Who the hell was that, by the way?
Oh, Lumigrax got marked, and Lumigrax is a character carrying over from another campaign. In the other campaign, he died, and his party paid for his resurrection, and resurrections in this world are very closely guarded, and they barely ever work. And Lumigrax got marked by the god of death.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
As, a resurrection is kind of like spitting in her face. And then that was,
That was the god of death.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I really had to pee, really badly. The salamander has been drained.
Yeah, so, the trial.
You didn't miss much. You're guilty. You're going to prison for life. Just not much.
Oh, that's nothing new. That's not the first life sentence I've survived.
And it won't be the last.
Nope.
The final member to join the trial is the member of the Risen that was killed earlier. And
remember that was killed earlier? What? They were fucking revived?
Lydia saved them at the last second.
Oh, well, good job, Lydia. Shout out to you.
Yeah, she's gonna look kind of proud of herself. And as she does, the first member, or rather, the first person who was killed is going to step forward and say, "My name is oof. I didn't have her rolled up. She was just somebody who died. That's unfortunate."
Fucking dead bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Billia. There we go. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Billia. You know what? My next character name is going to be Billia.
Yeah, somebody. This is actually and I don't know if anybody recognizes this that's watching the stream. This is actually a list of names that players suggested a while ago. If I ever need to roll up a random character, I asked players to submit names. On this list is Bilia and my personal favorite, Bobbert.
Bobbert would have been better.
But anyways,
Bilia is fucking hilarious, though.
yeah, it's like 30 names. Anyways, Bilia is going to say, I am Bilia, Risen of Grace. I had a duel of honor with the woman you see here before you. I won my duel, but I'm afraid I believe she poisoned me during the duel. Lydia's going to stand up as a witness and say, and I witnessed treating the poison. It was something that was administered quickly, that took effect very quickly. It couldn't have been in her system for more than a few moments before she passed out. Lydia sits down. Supreme Light Solemn says nothing. The woman moves and sits down. As a silence takes over the chamber, the Supreme Light gestures to Hildora and says, "You are neither risen nor of the investigation. What matter do you have in this?" The woman's going to stand up and say, "I have a blue contract with Earlore. He commanded me not to let them into his back room. I was obligated by my contract to serve that purpose and arrest them in the room where I was permitted to." He looks around the room and says, "Can anybody confirm this?"
I'll raise my hand. I will confirm it, but I will also add to that the person she was working for was harboring said assassin that's over here. And as
Earlore is going to stand up and add to that and say, "And I don't even like her."
Oh my god.
Yeah, thanks, Ilderon. That was great. That was great. As I was saying in an official statement here, without bias, that as she was the one that was preventing me from going and capturing, or if need be, killing said assassin if it came to it. Because of this, I think that I insisted that what's her fucking name, Lildor? Yeah, Lildora. Put her under arrest for aiding harboring of a fugitive that is currently killed. What is it, 2 now risen members?
So far as you guys know, just 1, but possibly more.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying 2 because I'm pretty sure she's also the one that killed the rice box bitch.
Andorra is going to stand up, and before she moves to speak, Iman Solemn puts his hand up and says, "I want to hear more of the merchant side of the story." Earlore stands up and says, "The Envoy of Discipline can speak as a witness on my behalf. I've cooperated with the law in every way possible. When she showed up, I tried to do only as our goddess would instruct and care for her wounds. As soon as somebody came looking for her and informed me of her wrongdoings, I immediately turned her over."
That is not entirely true, because that man was actually having lunch with her at the same place that woman got poisoned and attempted to be killed at. He knew she was an assassin after me and our party came in and informed we were looking for her because she is an assassin. And even then, knowing that she's an assassin that was attempted to kill, that we thought did kill a Risen member in front of him, he still refused to allow us to go into the storeroom to capture or kill said assassin. And the lady Hardora was also the same person who stopped us from going in. These two, even though they're gods...
Earlord is going to speak up and say, "Sir, just because a dangerous individual jumps into my house, she had poisons and weapons and could have done who knows what to me. I have a myriad of wares there, and I didn't want to let more dangerous people around those wares until I had them properly secured."
From when we came in, it sounded like you were just conducting regular business while she rested up in your room. If anything, even though your goddess says that you should care and tend to people's wounds, yes, but by this country's law, you should have reported this dangerous person to the Risen immediately. Instead, you decided to let them rest and attempt to recover in your room. I was trying to capture the person for the Risen. Instead, I was stopped, chained up, and then almost thrown in jail once by Hildora here, and then was asked to go to jail by Lodora, that's in the second row above me, or wherever the hell she's at, in the second row.
Yeah, she is in there.
I know she's here. Damn it. Either way, I was trying to help y'all. I've helped y'all before since I've came here. Lodora can aid with that, can confirm that. Yes, here I am in jail.
The Supreme Light is going to be deliberating, or is going to seem like he's in deliberation on this, and nod and say, the merchant will be fined a tax proportionate to the goods found in his store. The assassin is to be executed. The guard and the dwarf will be set free tonight. My judgment on this is final.
You're gonna see him do kind of like a little, like, you know how you I guess it'd be kind of like a fist pump. It's like, yes! Freedom! Free at last, free at last. Thank God I am free at last.
Carter seems pretty excited about this. Lydia, however, seems a little crestfallen, and she looks to her father and says, "An execution?" He nods and says, "My judgment on this is final." And she says, "But father, what I've been here petitioning you for all day, and he holds a hand up and says, "In this manner, I'm not your father. I am the Supreme Light deciding on this matter, and your investigation is solved."
I'm kind of wave at her like, "You're welcome."
The assassin seems very relieved at the ruling.
As she gets to die.
Yeah. I'm gonna raise my hand like, if I could add one thing, just one. I I would interrogate her, the assassin, a lot. Even use your magical poof stuff that you people do to figure out any information she has before said execution. I'm not saying changing the ruling on the kill. Please still go through with it, but at least try to figure out what she knows, because there could be a string of murder and information that she knows behind her.
His Sunyith guards have already started moving her out of the room. She is not resisting at all. He stands up to move out of the room and says, "My judgment on this is final."
Hey, I'm not saying change the judgment. I'm just saying maybe figure out a little more information before you kill her. That's all I'm going to say about it. Thank you for letting me be free. I will continue to attempt to bring glory to the wife.
Lydia is going to stand up and approach her father, tugging on his hand. Woof! I gotta look at something real quick. Mama Greg's so hard.
That's me.
Yeah, is trained in perception. As she does, the sleeves of his robe are going to pull back as she pulls on them. Grax is going to notice a similar symbol on his wrist that Grax is bearing, and he's going to look back with fury at Lydia and say, "I will not speak on this matter again."
Ooh.
Dun 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 dun!
I got my target.
Wait,
Do
it's
ya?
the what, dude?
Do I?
Do ya?
I don't know.
We'll kill the light guy anyways. He's a Sunyith.
Why are we killing Sunya?
Because it's a good thing to do.
Anyways, it would be, as this is happening, his guards are going to, remove his, robes, from him, allowing him to, go in his, regular outfit and, as he steps into the hallway outside this, chamber. Underneath, and this is for anybody still watching him, because this is kind of like I can draw this out. This is a super open affair. That's the floor, row, and if this is if this is kind of like the wall of the room going up, there are these pillars in between each of these. And I'll scribble that down. He just got up and just walked through one of these pillars away from this chamber. So you guys still have a decent vision of him. Anybody still watching him? I need you to roll me a perception check if you're paying attention to him.
I'm not. I'm getting the fuck out.
Alright, that's beautiful, Taylor. I'm gonna roll Arabella and Pat's one. Oh my gosh, nat 20, then also an 11.
Hey, I want you to know that double nat 20 from the I just remembered it. That double nat 20 I got makes up for the double nat 1 I got when I was trying to tackle that one dude in the last last campaign.
Rogni is also going to notice this too with her passive perception. As he takes off his robes and starts walking away. In the torchlight of his guards, you guys can see the glimmer of a ruby pendant around his neck. And
Harney doesn't give a shit.
that is going to be where we end for the night.
Me busting out the doors singing the song "Free at Last, Free at Last."
All right. Good session tonight. Lots of tension. Lots of.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of half expecting Grax to once he got to once the Renalta led him to her. Grax to just be like, well, if I can't run, I'm gonna fight till I die and just like attack her.
Grax isn't gonna fight the god of death.
Frogny would.
Do it, pussy, no balls.
He'd fight the god of death with his teammates, but not by himself. If he dies, they all die.
Yeah.
If Frogny was getting paid for it, Frogny would win.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's how Grax completes his quest. Just like tells Frogny, "Hey, I'll give you 10 gold to go kill that guy." Anyways, though,
Boom, arrow in his head. It's all over.
I'll totally do that too.
So it seems like for me, I'll finally get the pendant to my faction, and it will officially be started next session.
yes. And you gotta find yourself some recruits.
That's something I gotta do.
There's a ex-murderous slave who would probably be happy to join you.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Anyways, tonight, significant moments.
Carter did something attempting to be lawful for life. What happened tonight?
Yeah, definitely revealing the sword was super significant. Grax getting his quest from the goddess, significant. Finding Andorra and pinning down her escape, because she was definitely looking outside that window and just like, shit, Ragni's still there. Shit, Ragni's still there. Freeing the slaves, they might come back around to help y'all. Roll those up.
I gave up a 400 gold fucking amulet for those 3 fucks. They better do something. Be useful with your lives. Don't spend fucking, what is it? Fucking 100 gold split between 3 people in one place, please.
Yeah, the trial, or rather the decision on the case. And I think that's about it. Did anything else happen tonight that I'm missing? It's pretty much a two-scene session.
Grax attack.
Oh yeah, Grax attack. I will grant. Oh yeah, you did get a quest. I'm gonna give a minor amount of experience for that. So I'm gonna give 2,500. You guys can. Oh, yeah, you guys can choose to work for Earlore in the future. He might have a bad taste in his mouth about you, but, you know, he still needs people to do what he needs people to do. Yeah, as I say, Ragni and Grax didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure I just hit 8th level.
Alright, yeah, 2,500 experience for tonight.
Alright, then I definitely hit 8th level just now.
Is that for everyone?
Yes. And that was 400 for each significant thing that happened. Oh no, I'm sorry, I counted that wrong. That is 2,100. 400 for each significant thing, and then 100 additional for Earlore's quest.
So I still leveled up tonight.
Okay, yeah, just making sure. 2,100 for everybody.
Well, as long as I had over 1,000, as long as it wasn't anything, I just didn't know how much I exactly needed.
But I needed 3,400 to hit 8th. Tonight it put me at 35,991, so I'm almost at 36K.
I need to check out last week's episode to see if I got any experience.
Last week was just story experience.
Ooh, what do I get at 8th level?
I
don't think I get anything.
Yeah, and your guys' next session.
Yes, please.
Your guys' next session is on the blank of March, the 12th of March. So far away. Alright, we're playing D&D every single week now.
Yes.
Alright. Yes. Okay with it. I'm down to pound.
Who's doing the session on the Ides of March?
Nobody. That falls on the 15th. It was almost group, B, but it is not.
Okay.
Ooh, what do I bump my API in?
Or you can get a feat.
I'm between taking a feat or taking a mage.
I'm gonna